So I'm gonna make another video because this video is probably gonna be better than the first one. So already ahead. So clock format of circle, of course. So next thing is I'm gonna place in my numbers. So 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna put some lines here to divide the seasons up. Each season gets 3 shares. Next step we're gonna do is I'm going to find the latitudes, or should I say, I'm gonna find the equiluxes. So latitudes. First step we're gonna do, step 1, after you plug in the recipe of the clock. The next step is we're gonna add these these numbers all up to get 42. So 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 42. Added all those up, 42. Next step, I'm going to take the 42 and I'm going to divide that by 12. The 12 came from the total, the number of, by counting the number of these numbers, by counting these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 42 divided by 12 is 3.5. 3.5. That number right there is very important. Next step, I'm going to take the largest number in the clock is 6, and I'm going to add that to 42. And why am I adding it up to 42? Because you didn't see the first video. It's because I tried at 42 degrees latitude, and you cannot get 16 hours day and 8 hours night using 42 degrees latitude, no matter what part, no matter how close to the solstice you get. You cannot get 16 hours day. So since I know that, I'm just going to take this number here and add it to this number. That gets 48 here. So 42. Yeah, 42 plus 6 equals 48. So all we're doing is just add numbers. These numbers are going to get these latitudes because the sun rises. See, here's the thing. When Enoch brings up the sun and he brings up these portals and these numbers, there's a reason why he started with 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 4, and you work your way around. Because see, the thing is, if he said the first portal all the way to the 12th, all the way to the end of the year instead of with the 12th portal, then it's going to be a different outcome. And how I know that, because if you add the numbers up, you're not going to get 42. We can try it if you don't believe me. If you add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, I don't think you're going to get 42. I mean, you might, but I don't think so. I don't even think the number 19.5, because think about it. If I take, you know what? I'm going to go on that on another video. We're just going to work on this right now. So we got 48 degrees for the max. So we got 48 degrees for the max. And now we got to work on getting the spring and the autumn equiluxes. That's 182 days apart. So, next step. Since I know that it's an equal day and equal night in the third portal, I'm going to take the number 48 and I'm going to divide it by 3. And I'm also going to do the same thing for autumn. Take the number 48 and I'm going to divide it by 4. So 48 divided by 3 equals 16. And 48 divided by 4 equals 12. So now I know the latitudes is for spring and the latitude for autumn, which are 182 days apart, which I have proved on the previous video. March 14th was for one equilux, and the other one was September 12th for the other equilux, which went through to September 13th. Next step, this 3.5 number divided by the 12 that came from, this 3.5 number was the answer when you divide 42 and by 12, you get 3.5. All you gotta do is just add this bad boy up, and you get 19.5 from that 16-degree latitude that I display here. I'll circle it or something. That's the largest equilux on Earth. It's the strongest, I should say. Strongest, longest. It's a powerful equilux. Next step. Let's just plug all these numbers in these division of days into their proper format for the division of days. So this is 19.5, 48, negative 12, and negative 48. Spring and summer are positive. Autumn and winter are negative. So that's the same thing. It's going to work right here. So I know that up here is an equilux. This is the MAXILUX. And the other equilux, I'm just put down E. And the other one for the max, I'm just put down M. Because I want to make a better video than the previous one. I don't think that video was all that good. But I mean, if it was good, but... okay, so EQUILUX, MAXILUX, EQUILUX, MAXILUX. Each 91 days apart, because the other video I showed that on timeanddate.com by calculating the dates, and they added up 91 days apart. Next step. You want to see these signs, then that's why we got solar calculators here. So the first step, 19.5, came from adding these up so we can see this equal day and equal night. That can stay blank because I'm not focusing on a particular city or country. I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on latitudes. And why not focus on cities and countries? Because there is, no, the reason why I'm not going to focus on cities and countries is because no city and country is on a perfect latitude like the actual latitude really is. I mean, I guess you could use certain cities if you can get lucky, but you actually need to be on that actual latitude instead of just the city just happen to be in under a latitude, but it's not at that exact spot. I need the actual spots. So that's why I'm focused on latitudes, and that's why I'm leaving the city and areas blank, because I need the actual spots. So 19.5 is that actual line that I'm actually looking for, because it never misses. Sometimes, some years, if you use an actual city, it's gonna miss, but a line will never miss. So that's why I'm using these actual numbers instead of a city in particular area. Now, if you want to get detailed of where it is located at, well, since it's a line going from east to west, I can name a few areas. 19.5 degrees is not just over Africa, but it's also over the Caribbean islands. It's pretty much, I think it's Puerto Rico, maybe Haiti, Jamaica. I'm gonna say, what is the name of those islands over Australia? I don't know them offhand. I gotta probably look them up or something, but that's where the mark I'm focusing on is what I'm doing. I'm not using a city or anything like that. So this is the load. This is what I'm using. 19.5. I'm here making it harder for myself. So okay, India, China. Is that China? No, that's not. That's Taiwan. So it's over Taiwan, India. It's over. Is somewhere in where the what is that? Saudi Arabia. A little bit. Africa, of course. Then you got the Caribbean islands, Mexico. So that's the line I'm using. That line right there and this line right here is interesting because Hawaii is right there. You can't see it because it's so small, but that 19.5 degree mark line is right there. The sun pyramids are also over in Mexico, 19.5 degrees. So this is the line I'm using. That line right there. Okay, so 19.5 degrees. I hit the OK button so we can exit out of it. And this time, we're going to do something different. Instead of using 2018, let's just go 5 years ahead and go to, let's go 5 years ahead. Why not? I'm going to go 5 years ahead. Go back to March because I know March, and I'm just going to say March 8th. That's just and then I'm going to go forward. I'm going to go forward up until I see equal day and equal night. That must have been something weird. Okay, keep going. Okay, equal day, equal night right here. So that says March 14th, 2023. And down here where my finger is pointing is the equal day and equal night. Like I said, this is the most powerful EQUILUX. You're never ever going to be with, not even 1 minute off using 19.5. You still won't be. 19 degrees alone is powerful too. I just like to use 19.5 degrees because that's the calculation that I got when I did 42 divided by 12. That's why I do 19.5 degrees instead of 19. But if you want to do 19 degrees, that's fine too. But anyway, there we go. Equal day and equal night. So I'm going to go forward again. So it's make sure I'm off the EQUILUX. So I'm off of it. Now it's 12:01. So I know that March 15th is the first day of spring. It is also the first day of the week. It's the first day of a new month. So I know it's sweet clean. So, and I'm probably going to erase everything. Yeah, I figure I got to go back all the way from scratch. So 2023 on March. And that's no problem. March 15th is the first day of the week. And this is year 2023. I just wanted to go a year ahead. I want to go a few years ahead, not 1 year. A few years ahead. And that means I count a total of 13 weeks till I get to the next, till I get here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I hit that OK button. So we're at March 13th. Now you see, it's not saying 16 hours day and 8 hours night because the sun is not at this portal no more. It's right here. So it's a new latitude, 48 degrees. So I'm going to hit that 48. And like I said, I can leave the city and state and stuff blank because I'm not focusing on cities. I'm focusing on exactly latitudes. And there we go. There's the day length is 16 hours exactly. The night length is 8 hours. That's what I want. So we're going to go forward and see if I'm off this MAXILUX so we can start the new week, new season, and a new month. So it's going to go to June 14th. And now I'm off the MAXILUX so we can start the count. So, and it's probably, yeah, it started all over, no problem. March 14th is the first, so count another 13 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Hit that OK button. Now you don't see no equal day and equal night there because it's a new, now it's a new latitude. Because now we're not up here, we're right here. So because we're right here, it's a different latitude. So what would that latitude be? It's going to be latitude negative 12 degrees below the equator. And why is it negative 12? Because summer is positive, autumn is negative. Summer, I'm sorry, I said summer. Spring is positive because the leaves coming up, the buds are back. Autumn is negative because everything is falling down. The leaves are dead and everything is just falling down, so it's negative. So that's what we're going to put down too. Now, if you live below the equator, then everything is just going to be quite opposite. But you still use the same latitudes. You don't use, let me see, for people who live below the equator, you're still going to use latitude negative 12 degrees. And you're still going to use latitude 19.5 degrees when it's spring. Nothing is going to change. So, negative 12 degrees latitude. And why is everything totally the same, even if you live below the equator? Because now you have the other signs, which are the two equinoxes. One is like between September 22nd and 23rd, and the other one is about March 20th, March 21st. And because they never move, then the latitudes are not going to move either. So those numbers are frozen. They stay in place. So here's my negative 12. Hit that OK button. And then there you go. EQUILUX. Just like I got the E there for EQUILUX. So equal day, equal night, September 12th. You know what I forgot to add? I need a longitude of, I need to get off the ocean. I don't need to be over the Atlantic Ocean. So negative 12 and then 29.92. I got to get out the Atlantic Ocean. I don't want to be over no water. I want to be over land. There we go. So when I changed it over land, you see there's a difference here. So that means tomorrow, September 13th, will be an EQUILUX. There we go. I love to do it this way, where I'm actually over land, because see, the thing is, it doesn't make sense to be over water measuring out an EQUILUX. So anyway, I got a different result. So it's September 13th was the EQUILUX. So I'm going to go to September 14th and see what happens. It was a change. So I'm off that EQUILUX. So I know that September 14th, 2023 is the first day of the week, first day of a season, the first day of a month. So September 14th. So we're going to count another 13 weeks. This is the first week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Same rules apply for winter. Negative 48 degrees, so they'll change the latitude. And once again, leave the city and states alone, countries, and just focus on the latitude, negative 48. There we go. 16 hours day, 8 hours night. This is exactly what I want to see. I go forward, 16 hours a day. It was a change by a minute. So I know that this is the first day of the week. So go back to 2023. And then December, the same rules apply for each year. Each year, same rules apply. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we land right here. So now that we're back here, we go back to this letter 2 right here. 19.5. And leave the city alone. Country don't matter. 19.5. As long as it's the letter 2s, as long as the 2 EQUILUXes are over land, I'm happy. Equal day, equal night. Let's see if it's a change. I want to make sure I'm off that EQUILUX. Yep. So then March 14th will be the first day of the week, the first day of autumn, and the first day of a new month. Now, let's see what we got up in Jubilees. So, Jubilees 6. Oh, you know what? This isn't Jubilees. This is Enoch. How silly of me. I need the Book of Jubilees. Hang on. Where's my Book of Jubilees at? I used to keep it in my ebook, my electronic books on my cell phone, but that's not going to work right now because I'm using my phone. So I need my old-fashioned copy. Give me a minute. Oh, it was right there in my face. Okay. Because I got to get these 4 intercalary days. I could have did the 4 intercalary days on chapter 75, but I figured, why not use the Book of Jubilees? And just like I just displayed those latitudes, here we are. So one latitude operated as the first month. The other one operated the 4th month. The other one was the 7th month, and the other one was the 10th month. So this is just designed if you live below the equator. But it's still the same operation. Here we can even go into chapter 6. I'll read it. I guess I will read verse 23. I'll do that. Let me zoom out so everybody can see it too. So, and on the new moon of the 1st month, and on the new moon of the 4th month, and on the new moon of the 7th month, and on the new moon of the 10th month are the days of a remembrance, and the days of the seasons, and the 4 divisions of the year. Saying, I just did it. And this time I went more detailed than the average person. I actually got the actual line where these 4 individual days are located at. These represent the months. So this represents the division in the seasons, just like you just read in Jubilees. And I'm going to go back to the book. There's another one, and another one. These are all the 4 divisions, right? So that was verse 23, chapter 6 in Book of Jubilees, just like it said. And so here we go, verse 23, zoom out. And on the new moon of the 1st month, and on the new moon of the 4th, and on the new moon of the 7th, and the new moon of the 10th, are the days of remembrance, and the days of seasons, and the 4 divisions of the year. These are written and ordained as a testimony forever. It's no telling how old this book was when it was in the Dead Sea Scrolls, but if it's 2018 now, and it's still working, and I see them, then I guess Jubilees was telling the truth after all, because it worked. And then I'll get the other precept in Enoch about the 4 divisions of days. And I also am thinking about, I'll get some Bible scriptures too. So here we are, my favorite chapter in Enoch. Okay, and the leaders of the heads of the thousands who are placed over the whole creation. I'll just read the whole thing. And the leaders of the heads of the thousands who are placed over the whole creation and over all the stars have also to do with the 4 intercalary days, being inseparable from their office, according to the reckoning of the year. And each renders service on the 4 days which are now reckoned in the reckoning of the year. And owing to them, men go wrong, for those luminaries sleep, render service on the world stations. One in the first portal. Oh, let me go over. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if this lines up. Okay, so he says one in the first portal. Let me point one in the first portal, one in the third portal, one in the fourth portal, and one in the sixth portal. And the exact of the year is accomplished through its 364 stations. So, one in the third portal, one in the sixth portal, one in the fourth portal, and one in the first portal, just like he said. Now, this did the latitudes up and put them in the 4 divisions of days. So I did exactly that way. And the only difference was I just used latitudes in order to find them. Because the reason why I love latitudes, because the thing is, I am exactly at that breaking point, instead of just assumption that anyone can count and find an EQUILUX, or maybe timeanddate.com or another solar calculator. But when they count 91 days later, how do they actually know they're actually at that next 16 hours day and 8 hours night? Nobody's displaying them. So I'm displaying them. You know, I want to display them because I want to make sure I'm actually on those intercalary days at their appointed times. That way, I know that everything will line back up. So, that's all I got to say. I might make another video too. But I'm going to end this video. Alright, I'll see y'all later. Oh, and also, please ask questions. Because if I get questions, then I can know where I need to improve in my teaching. And who is not understanding what I'm teaching, so I can focus it on. Because this time I didn't even use any scriptures. Because I always use scriptures on my other videos, but when I did use the scriptures, it didn't really work. So I said, well, and I'll just break it down from scratch, and then maybe in the future I break it down just like I did, and then use the scriptures and everything in the Bible and in Ezekiel. But remember, Ezekiel is not an easy book for everybody to understand. Neither is Revelation. I mean, I could go and make a video using Revelation, tying it up, and Ezekiel, Wisdom of Solomon. I could do all of that, but I decided I was just going to break it down to as simple as possible. Because if I was to use Ezekiel, and hardly anybody reads those really heavy stake books, then people would not get it, and they'll probably get a headache and eventually just give up on the video and don't understand it. And then if they don't understand it, they don't even have a question. They don't even know how to. They have a question, but they don't know how to answer the question. And I'm assuming it's one of the reasons why, because it's too influenced in steak and not enough milk. So if it's too much steak and you have a question, you don't even know how to answer the question because it just went over your head, because this stuff can be more deep than you really think it is. I mean, it's not an easy topic. It's not easy to understand, but even if people don't get it, I'm still going to push this out to the best of my ability. As long as I am breathing, there's nothing going to stop me from displaying these 4 intercalary days, latitudes, and solstices, and equinoxes, and equiluxes, and maxiluxes. I mean, nothing is going to stop me. So, that's all I'm going to say. Alright. Bye, everybody. See y'all when I make another video.